Market Me Ministry of Health controversy. Did you know that there was already employed by the ministry an advertising marketing agency already dealing with a program similar to Jamaica Move?
And they dumped that agency. Wow.
Notwithstanding that, when the minister come in, him say, by the way, I want this firm, they're very good to deal with everything.
Although there was an agency
But
already.
here's what I'm curious about. Nobody in the ministry, neither Dunstan or anybody else ever say, but minister, these people are dealing. Sorry. Why
Nobody
you,
know about
why,
the minister.
Why, no.
Yep.
Why you want to bring in another
yeah.
agency? By the way, the unsolicited proposal that them sending is flawed. Why we don't just stay with the people
We have already.
They called OGM, by the way.
Okay.
Yes, it's mentioned in the report.
Yeah, we know OGM.
Yeah, man. Oral and them people.
But the whole thing, the boss says so we just roll with the boss.
No, but
we not take on the boss.
But hold on, the Integrity Commission suggests the existence of a similar campaign would therefore automatically disqualify the proposal from consideration by the ministry as an unsolicited proposal. In these circumstances, the Ministry of Health would have engaged in a competitive bidding process upon receiving the proposal from Market Me, or simply disregard it.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
No, true. And the question is why?
Well, here's my question, because we don't have too much question for me. When the observer say, the man say it's relief and regret, and that the thing exonerate him, like we have a new meaning for the word borrowed. We have a new meaning for exonerate.
Yeah, you see that?
Because me no see no exonerate. You know who usually do something like that? Again, somebody that the same people have criticized on a daily basis, Donald Trump. You remember when Donald Trump said the Mueller report exonerated him? Exonerate, not even left testicle.
Are the same playbook, you know, sister, the same playbook, Simon. Are the same
so
playbook.
we're just going to let this ride?
Well,
so we're going to let, first of all, we'll let the drill thing go aside.
829.
Yeah, I don't. Will you stop preempting me?
All right, boss.
Sure. I practiced this last night, you know, bro.
All right, go ahead.
So hold on, man. So we let the drill thing slide.
Yeah.
Right? With a very implausible response from the minister. We let about 2 dead baby scandals slide. With implausible response from the minister. We let the PAHO report on one of the dead baby scandals slide. When them tell we say, so it's too technical for you and me, so we're not about to release it. We let the $892 billion over 11 years, and let me not say unaccounted for, without it being properly accounted for. We let that slide. We let the COVID spend slide because it was during COVID and they didn't have to go through the whole procurement thing. Where else me?
You left Cornwall Regional, boss.
Cornwall Regional. We let that slide. We ain't not done yet. No, man, we're not good.
Yeah.
We're not good.
Yeah.
There's another thing that slide that I can't remember. Anyway, it slide down the hill and it's gone. So that's it. No real accountability. That's just it. I cussed the Integrity Commission yesterday. However, on reading the report, other than saying the man have to go to prison, I don't know what else they could say in the report.
Precisely.
When you read...
That's why I'm saying get exonerated. Because I know I recommend saying for God prison.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
When you read the 88 page, and when it says he was not directly responsible for awarding contracts and so on, yes, that is true. But if Mr. Smith come down here and say, Simon, tomorrow I need you to go Mobay, go do a OB. I gone to Mobay, go
of
do
course.
the OB.
Or you find somewhere else go work. which is what the people in the ministry, the minister says so. Yeah, simple. Yeah. What about the boss? The boss says so.
Oh, the other thing was, he said we weren't getting value for money from the ministry. His ministry, you know. Then if your ministry now give me value for the money, almost fix it.
True.
I want to see what's going to happen.
Yep.
I saw his opposite number on All Angles yesterday, almost whispering that this is not acceptable on the show. No, man, you have to shout it from the rafters. All right. We love to compare ourselves to other international entities, whether it be Singapore, in which case it would probably be hanging from the rafters.
Yeah, man. If it was in China.
In China.
Yeah, yeah.
Or even in the US.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Saturday morning. Happy Sabbath, my people. Welcome to the biggest talk show coming out of Jamaica on a Saturday morning. We welcome the people in the diaspora. We welcome our viewers in the Caribbean. Wherever in the Caribbean you are, welcome to Portland Spice TV. Wherever around the world, welcome to Portland Spice TV. And my homesters, everybody with up on the rock, right here in Jamaica. Morning and welcome. Thanks for being a Portland Spice ambassador. And for all the Portland Spice contributors, good morning and thank you. Yeah, man, big up yourself, Conrad O'Brien. Big up yourself, Ralston Iman. Al Edwards, good morning. And we're going to be having Ralston this morning. And we want to bring on Ralston this morning and bring him on in a way where you get to ask him a question. Now, we're going to be taking your calls when Ralston is on the regular number. And we're not giving anybody more than 90 seconds. You have a question, we allow you to ask your question. If the question needs a rebuttal, we may keep you on for a rebuttal. But the dialogue has to be respectful. Anytime, any shape or form of disrespect, we're going to just cut you off. We not take no disrespect. Yeah, man. No disrespect. So, that's what we're going to do this morning. And it's not going to be infinitum either. Morning, Naughty. Fitzroy, the president, good morning. Morning. We're on a drive for 10,000 subscribers. We're not even reached 8,000 yet. So, we're en route to 8,000. We're asking for your assistance. Share the channel. Ask the people to subscribe. Yeah? Because this is a community that we are building to build Jamaica. All conscious Jamaicans, open-minded, honest, truthful Jamaicans, we are inviting you over here to be a part of Portland Spice TV, where our mantra is to grow Jamaica, looking out for Jamaica. If it's wrong, we say it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. This is where we call it as we see it. No spin. Only the truth and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. Portland Spice TV. So we talk politics, we talk current event, local and international, sports, sex, religion, you name it, we talk it. But politics and governance is at a premium right now. And we live on an island of what they are now saying is 2.7 million people. A census that is not, I challenge the scientificity of the census, what it is that they are talking about. But first this morning, we're going to bring on Ralston at about 9:30. But we have a touch back some things will happen in the week that was, or the ending of the week that is. Serious. Let's take the first clip this morning.
The legal challenge mounted by Prime Minister Andrew Holness against the Integrity Commission report into his finances has been stayed indefinitely by the Supreme Court. The stay was granted on Tuesday when the case came up for hearing before the Judicial Review Court. More from Halshane Burke.
Dr. Holness and his attorneys were granted the stay pending the outcome of their appeal against an August ruling by the Supreme Court to reject his push to dismiss an affidavit by the IC's Director of Information. Justice Althea Jarrett had dismissed the applications by Dr. Holness and 3 connected companies to strike out part of the Director of Information's affidavit as being scandalous, irrelevant, and an abuse of process. The judge held that the evidence is relevant to the claim and that the Director of Information had a duty to disclose the information. In December last year, the Prime Minister was granted leave by the Supreme Court to seek judicial review in his battle with the Integrity Commission. This after the IC refused to certify his declaration and referred the case to the Financial Investigation Division. In the controversial 171-page report, the IC's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, said he could not conclude on the question of illicit enrichment, highlighted unexplained financial discrepancies in Dr. Holness's 2021 income filings, and raised questions about tax compliance and transactions of over $470 million involving connected companies and tax compliance. The IC, which said it could not certify the income declaration, referred the matter to the Financial Investigations Division, citing the Prime Minister's failure to provide expense details. But Dr. Holness has denied any wrongdoing, claiming the report is flawed and unfairly suggests unethical and criminal conduct by him and affiliated firms. Halshane Burke, Radio Jamaica News.
There you go. Dr. Holness get leave to appeal. So the court now waits on the appeal. Now, you see, my people, wow. What a way to go.
By Prime Minister Andrew Holness against the Integrity Commission. The legal challenge mounted by Prime Minister Andrew Holness against the Integrity Commission report into his finances has been stayed indefinitely by the Supreme Court. The stay was granted on Tuesday when the case came up for hearing before the Judicial Review Court. More from Halshane Burke.
Dr. Holness and his attorneys were granted the stay pending the outcome of their appeal against an August ruling by the Supreme Court to reject his push to dismiss an affidavit by the IC's Director of Information. Justice Althea Jarrett had dismissed the applications by Dr. Holness and 3 connected companies to strike out part of the Director of Information's affidavit as being scandalous, irrelevant, and an abuse of process. The judge held that the evidence is relevant to the claim and that the Director of Information had a duty to disclose the information. In December last year, the Prime Minister was granted leave by the Supreme Court to seek judicial review in his battle with the Integrity Commission. This after the IC refused to certify his declaration and referred the case to the Financial Investigation Division. In the controversial 171-page report, the IC's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, said he could not conclude on the question of illicit enrichment, highlighted unexplained financial discrepancies in Dr. Holness's 2021 income filings, and raised questions about tax compliance and transactions of over $470 million involving connected companies and tax compliance. The IC, which said it could not certify the income declaration, referred the matter to the Financial Investigations Division, citing the Prime Minister's failure to provide expense details. But Dr. Holness has denied any wrongdoing, claiming the report is flawed and unfairly suggests unethical and criminal conduct by him and affiliated firms. Halshane Burke, Radio Jamaica News.
what can go so? Well, if you apply to appeal the ruling, because remember, the first ruling of the Supreme Court judge, the first judge that it went to, said that he's not granting Dr. Holness his wish to throw out the case and throw out aspects of the case. And totally within his rights, the Prime Minister has instructed his lawyers to appeal that ruling. So my understanding, and I am seeking legal advice on this, legal explanation. My understanding is that the court now gives him the time to pursue that appeal. How long will this appeal take is another question. We're opening the phone lines because I want to hear your views on it. 876-804-7072. That's the number. 876-804-7072. And only those who have subscribed to the channel can comment. My family was not counted in the census, apparently. The next clip I'm going to play is about the census. Good morning, Marva. Marva Dice, good morning. Now, this is Colin, sound like Ruel Reid. Well, I don't know, because what I get from the Ruel Reid case, and I'm not sure if I have a clip for it, I might, is that dear lawyer is just trying to get the case thrown out as I know not to try the case. I don't hear him talking about not guilty. I guess him not reached this yet. Now they said, wait there. Oh, that is the one with Ruel Reid. Carol Allen, good morning. It's not spin. And as I say, I'd go and try and get some legal advice. Now they say, whoops, me can't come back to live. Wow. Wow. We have a call. Morning, caller.
Good morning, Comrade Bell.
Morning,
How are you, sir.
Boy, I'm there. I watch the signs.
Why? I've been troubled. Governor General, who's he working for?
That is the next one. Party. We need to hear a response from the Integrity Commission, because that's another case. Huh? The Governor General didn't sign off because him says certain protocols, certain things never happen. No,
what are the things? And why never state the things? Why never?
All right, hear this. There was a discussion, I think, with Simon them on Power 106. Yeah. And I sent a message to Simon. And I can go find the message and read the exact message we are sent to Simon. Hold on. I'm going to read the exact message. Because I picked up, say, the Governor General now have the power for no signing, man. You understand
what I'm saying? It.
Yeah. So if him not sign it, all right, see the message, yeah? Simon, I'm wondering something is wrong with the document that was sent to the GG. The GG does not have the authority not to sign. Someone else needs to sign off on it, and I put in clause 1 p.m. Because I am figuring out that something miss, and then the GG come out and say, Ray, something miss. So we need to hear now from the Integrity Commission. And what I'm hearing is that it's just this week that the thing was corrected. We would love to know what was that.
No, I can't understand. They can't understand who the GG working for. Right? Because it's something those names now. Right, based on the time. Those names does not relevant now.
Yeah, but we don't even know who was sent. But my view is that the GG works under the advice of the Prime Minister.
Well, no, but and and this commission, he doesn't work on advice of the Prime Minister and the commission. He work on the advice of the commission. And this issue, the Prime Minister have no right to advise him on it.
May I listen to you, Sam?
Yeah, on this issue, once the commission appoint any member and send to the Governor General, the Prime Minister have no take towards it. It shouldn't be. And if it's so, it's Prime Minister breach protocol.
But hey, Sam, I don't want to guess, because we don't know what word was protocol. And me just say from before the GG respond, I basically send this to Simon suggesting that something wrong with the document. Most of the document something wrong with. Because once a document go to the GG in its correct format, the GG have to just stamp it. The GG is a rubber stamp.
Yeah.
So
the Jamaica curve from the head to the toe.
Well, one of the things, Sam, is that more people have to just learn and more people have to understand what corruption does to a country like Jamaica. And when corruption is allowed to run rampant, like how it is now, 80, I said to Jamaica people, just look at 80. Is corruption cost 80 if you go out there now?
Yeah.
So that is what corruption leads to. So we've been warning you, but we never want to be fearmongers and tell you about that 80 thing there seriously. But that's what happened.
Yeah.
And if you check up one of the time Chile did reach a stage where corruption drive it to a place.
Yeah.
But Sam, I get the response on the Andrew Wellness thing, You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Listen this.
Whenever a party has a matter before the court, and part of the issues in that matter has been determined, and there is an appeal on that issue, you can ask for a stay of the substantive issue pending the outcome of an appeal, because the court will say that appeal will guide how the Supreme Court will deal with the matter. In other words, a lower court always awaits the ruling of an appeal in a matter that may affect the matter that is before it. So you're always open to apply for a stay, because I'm gone upstairs to deal with a part of the issues in the matter before you.
So that was Senior Attorney at Law, Bert Samuels, giving us his opinion.
Yeah.
And are telling us what the stay means. So it is no spinning. It is lawyers doing their work. You are not satisfied with the first ruling of the first court that you go to. So you're going to a higher court to appeal that ruling. So the court now gives you the stay to do that. So not change. Just time.
Yeah, no. Just time. It's just a matter of time.
Yes.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, my brother. Time will tell.
Yeah, man. That's have a great day, my
all right,
brother.
Sam, we're there. Give thanks.
Yeah, man.
All right. All right. So, make we look for starting here now. We have another caller. Hold on. Morning.
Morning, Colin.
Wagwan.
Me there, man. Me there.
Mashi, man.
Me have a Peter Todd song, dedicated to the Prime Minister, man. Old vampire fighting against integrity. Old vampire sucking the blood of the nation. Old vampire. And let me tell you, tough time is a part of it too.
Vampiration.
Me not stay long with this man because I want to hear Alston, Hey,
yes.
but me tell somebody something yesterday. And I'm going to tell you too, because I don't want people misunderstand. You see what taking place in the Caribbean concerning the United States?
Oh,
and
yes.
the blowing up of the boat them?
Oh, yes.
The boat them? Yeah. Now, to a foreign minister, she dumb.
No.
Right?
No.
Well,
what is happening, you see?
Yes.
And we have to face the truth. Our leaders are cowards. And they have reasons to be coward. But now I say them now have no reason to be coward. Because we saw when Michael Manley spoke out against the United States.
Yes.
Back in the 70s, what was done to Jamaica.
Yes, yes.
And it is the same reasons why this administration cost the PNP of some pass. And it was about speaking up for truth, right, and justice. So when Michael Manley said, I rather die on my feet than die crawling on my knees, them man are willing to die crawling on them knees. So the Prime Minister being the chairman of CARICOM have not uttered a single word about what is happening. We also heard on RGR Beyond the Headlines earlier this week, fishermen saying that they are aware of fishermen who their boats were blown up at sea.
Yes.
Then take them off of the boat, blow up the boat them, and carry them come a Port Antonio, can charge the man them. Now, the US blew up another boat, and we hear that there are 2 survivors. The United States, they have not confirmed it, but it is out there on the news that there are 2 survivors.
And they charge them.
They have them on a Coast Guard vessel. Out at sea there. So, a whole heap of things are happening. But I tell people all the while, you see anything you can't feed yourself? Anytime you can't feed yourself. Because one of the reasons why our foreign minister, our prime minister can't say a word is because Jamaica cannot feed itself. So if US lock the switch, we're dead for hungry.
Well,
so you can't do it with slackness to save your belly.
Well, what? Mr. Foreign Minister should have answered something because but it looked to me like she dumb and me say me wonder if a domestic work she do. Because mother take the dumb and spell the dumb in this case when me spell the domestic, me spell it D-U-M-B. N-E-S-T-I-C.
Somebody's saying, so why others in similar situation go to jail or killed? Is what that? Is where I talk about. Is the corruption? Okay. The PM could still say something, even if it's to ask for clarification from the US.
Yes.
Me think so.
Yes.
Me think so. Or ask for a meeting.
We too dumb.
Ask for a meeting. There are ways to do things.
But look here, Colin. You know, sir, it best sometime, you know. It best for you shut your mouth and make people call you an idiot more than you open your mouth and prove it. It better have it true, you know, because you remember what took place down in Ukraine with our student?
Yeah.
And when the foreign minister opened her mouth, you remember what she said? They must take out loan to come back to Jamaica.
Hold on, Marshy. Hold on. Portland Spice TV, good morning.
Morning, Colin.
Hold on, the Junior. Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah.
Conrad O'Brien.
Might be better. It might be better shouldn't say anything. But me not think Barbados Prime Minister and she wasn't just stuck right silent. So something that look good.
It don't look good. No, Marshall.
It don't look good. That's true that we have a team of puppets who leading us. You know?
All right, my brother. All right, we'll shout you back in a little bit. Yeah. Marshy. No, man, I'll be that me I talk to. Come I'll bring him on a little from this stuff.
Yes. Good boy. Take care of him.
Bless up.
Asmadi Pitney, take care.
Yes, man. It's a good lady. It's a good lady, son.
Yes.
All right. Bless up.
I'm a friend.
All right, Junior.
Yeah, man.
Morning and welcome.
You hear me?
Yes.
The Labour Party has never been interested in anything to do with the region, you know.
Well, I know they are not regionalists. No.
Right. So they were against federation. Them were not interested in CARICOM, and them not interested in the CCJ. And why we having the problem now in the basin? Jamaica try to challenge the Dominican in the Commonwealth to get the Secretary General position that divide the Caribbean. So we can't, our situation now where we have any bars because the Caribbean already have a dichotomy caused by Andrew and Camina.
Oh.
So Andrew can't call him colleagues in the Caribbean now and say anything to them because them don't have no interest in him. Them don't trust him.
So what are you saying, that the relationship with Jamaica and CARICOM is weak?
Extremely weak. Because remember, you know, Jamaica foreign policy is similar to what transaction take place at back road, you know.
Where you say, Junior?
It's transactional. That's our, we don't have a foreign policy, you know.
Mm.
So because we don't have foreign policy, we don't have no mind, no brain, no going nowhere. Everybody just in bed with somebody else. Lord. So we can't say nothing. And then now we undermine Baroness Scotland, right? Yes. And challenge her. So when we made the challenge, we violate a tradition that the Commonwealth had, you know. And because of that, now Jamaica can't go back and talk to anybody in the Caribbean about what is happening.
No respect.
Because nobody no respect us. There are traditions that we have that are not really written down, you know, but we know them. I don't know if you know that in 1961, when they had the tie test between the West Indies and Australia, you don't board bouncers to the captain of the opposing team, you know.
You don't? That was an unwritten rule.
Right, there was an unwritten rule that you don't board bouncers to the captain.
And you don't board bouncers to another pace bowler either.
Right, you remember in the tie test, when Richie Benyu was batting, the ball that get him out was a short pitch ball by Wesall, you know. And him take a little slight look at Worrell to see if he was pissed. Oh. Because you don't board bouncers to the opposing captain. And then Jamaica now did something that was unconscionable. How could you have somebody who is a regional person as a Secretary General at CARICOM, a Commonwealth, and you challenge the person like Jamaican?
So like, you know, they're on the same team, two different teams.
Thank you. But Colin, before I go away,
yeah, Ralston.
What is the opportunity cost of not being federated?
It means that we miss a large market space, which would be a local market. That's one of the things.
When the Commonwealth, when federation was first discussed, you know, Colin, remember, you know, Trinidad had oil on the Pitch Lake. Guyana and Jamaica had only backside, but Guyana now have oil.
No, that it looked like Trinidad oil finish.
Right, but remember, you know, that Guyana now have oil.
Yes,
and
in
I don't
abundance.
know if you remember, but Guyana and Jamaica have been very good friends, you know.
Yes.
Over the years, because Forbes Burner and Michael Manley went to LSE together, you know.
Oh.
They were very good friends. Also with Pierre Trudeau in Canada.
In Canada. Mm-hmm.
But
well, Junior,
we have to talk about next time.
Ralston on the line. So as we said, man. Go thank you, Junior. Raleigh, morning.
Morning.
Wagwan, my friend.
Yeah, man, we're there.
Raleigh, a whole heap of things, whole heap of trouble in the world. If the gang was around now, that song So Much Trouble in the World would be a mega hit.
Yeah, man.
So much trouble and so much trouble in Jamaica.
Same thing, Dennis Brown. The world is troubled.
The world is
so much
troubled.
pain and misery. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and living ain't easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Great D Brown, you know.
No, may I tell you so we produce some greats in a rally.
Yeah, man. Them man, they are legend, man. Legend. And that's why I see some boy come now, them look at you that thing and come go and like say them. Them man, they are legend.
Yeah, man.
Great D Brown, you know.
Them man and music will never, ever die.
Never, ever die, yeah.
We will always be talking. Yeah, man. Every song relevant to now.
Yeah, man, today, yeah. And them man, they see it like 50 years ago, them song they come out here. 70s, 80s. Them man, they see them thing from long time. Because Vision, them man, they sing about.
Visionary.
Yeah, and I like that.
Jesus. What did I just do? No. People, it's me cut off rally, you know. Take up the phone and just... No. Serious. I'm me cut off. The hold on, Professor. I'm me do something wrong. You hold on there for me, because we just take up the phone. Because you know you can multitask. So we just take up the phone and cut off Raleigh instead of keeping Raleigh on the phone. But we have him. Yeah, Raleigh. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You were telling us.
Yeah, man, I say them man are legend. Them man I sing them things 40, 50 years ago, because them man that's the way they got me now. Yeah.
So
unlike them brother with us sing about now and some foolishness.
And some garbage that can't go now.
Yeah, man, pure garbage, yeah.
But Raleigh, tell me now. Statin now said that it's 2.7 million people live at Jamaica. How them know that?
Well, we know that from long time before them tell we that 2.7 million. We're starting to them say them complete a census and them have people on the field last year and this year. And them are doing 2022 data. That is absolute rubbish. We can't use nothing and that's showing a garbage fund. A waste of money. Everybody who should get fired.
My question though, Raleigh. I live in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Me have a whole heap of friends and acquaintances and people that I know.
Yep.
And I have been asking since last week.
Me don't know nobody who them talk tonight. They don't talk to me and me don't know nobody who them talk. That's what I say rubbish them I do.
That is my argument.
Them,
and right now, we have about 1,000 people that listen to the show directly right now, this minute. I am saying to them, please, somebody indicate to me if you know anybody who was contacted and interviewed in this census.
Me know a whole heap of people and me don't know nobody who them talk to. Me don't know nobody at my workplace who them talk to. So as me I say, rubbish.
And nobody, hold on, and you have a big show and nobody no call in and say them talk to them.
No, most of the people who call in and say them never hear nothing from them. And me I say again too, even if them did talk to people, you can't come in at 2025, 2026 and argue with 2022 data. That can't use to make no decision. Total rubbish. That's a stale data. Yeah?
So what happened to the 4 million? Yeah, what happened to the 4 billion, Raleigh? 4 billion was given to them.
You have still an account fee theater. We need an accounting from starting what happened to the 4 billion, because if you spend $4 billion and then I give it 2022 data, that is rubbish. That is a waste of money, misallocation of scarce resources. And a whole lot of people who say them did work for them, not getting a pay yet and all of them, something that, and you can't spend $4 billion and argue with 2022 for deal with 2026. Yeah, that's rubbish, that man. Whole thing rubbish. Well, I said all of them agents today lose credibility right now.
Will there be an audit of that 4 billion? Because 4 billion can't just go so.
Well, we have to call feet. And everybody has expressed disgruntlement about the data. So based on that, we have to call for an accounting of the 4 billion. So Ms. Leisha de Latibod here, who is now the new Director General, to tell us what that $4 billion was used for. Yep. $4
billion.
Them need to tell me. Yep. So I rubbish that.
Raleigh, I get a report. CCI data reveals creative sector contributes 5.1%, which is $107 billion to GDP. You heard of that report?
More than that, because Vanessa James did something in 2000, I tell you the same thing. Now, if you run that as 5% of the current GDP, or last year GDP, that would have been more than that.
So, where them figures here come from? Is somebody making up them figures here?
Yeah, man, that's not correct, because this year's GDP are $3.482 trillion. Yeah, so 10% of that would have been 324 billion. So 5% of that would have been in the region of
$160 billion.
$160 billion. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But when I look at it, though, I am still saying that we should have really be ashamed to release that kind of data. A sector that have so much potential. What is tourism giving us? What percentage of GDP tourism giving us?
Well, them say tourism is about 30% of GDP, directly or indirectly.
But if tourism is 30% and culture, creative, and the creative industry, that sector, is 5%, it shows the lack of understanding, because that should be on the same pillar with tourism, or a little higher than tourism.
Yeah, but remember, in the tourism sector, you have more formal reporting. You have a whole for under-reporting within the creative sector, because enough of the man them in the creative sector now provide the data to nobody, so that's a part of the thing too. Them claim say, yeah, I deal with Babylon, and yeah, a taxman and a tax them. So there's a whole for under-reporting in the creative sector.
But you're
so
the next part. You're the next part. You're the next part, Ralston. It's a lack of structure. The creative sector is not organized.
No, it is disorganized, and part of the disorganization have to do with some of the players in the sector too, because they don't want to organize themselves in a particular way. Because as me I said, them figures say boy attack them or get taxed, and then now give information to Babylon and all of them things. So that's a part of it. Yeah. So only for under-reporting that takes place in that sector.
Now, let's go back to starting a little bit, Ralston. How then, with 2.7 million people living here, they also talk about the birth rate. How then does the government really plan for what they are going to do in the future in 2025? So you need to plan for 2026, 2027. How do you plan for that future using 2022 data?
You can't. You use field data, you're flying in the dark, and that's what happens a lot of times. A lot of the policies are made flying in the dark, and that's why they don't work. You can't have field data and make policies with state data. You have a miss. Yeah? So you have to have timely and accurate data, and that is why we have to start to need to go back with that and wheel and come again. We can't use that for future planning. You get me? I said here. Yep.
They said
all things take place in 2022.
Ralston, I want you to hear what them are saying, because them say them are planned for 2030 for the next.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The Statistical Institute of Jamaica says planning for the 2031 population and housing census is underway, with the aim of avoiding a repeat of the challenges from the 2022 collection of data. After 3 years, the preliminary results of the 2022 census were released yesterday. The census has been plagued with several issues, which resulted in missed deadlines for the completion of the exercise, including the delayed submission of information from workers. The data collection was initially scheduled for 2021, but was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking today on the morning agenda on Power 106, Director General of Statin, Lisha Delati-Badir, said the agency will be taking a different approach for the next census.
We've looked at the past, we've looked at our experiences with the census, and we have started to discuss those lessons learned. We've started to strategize around what can we do differently, how can we improve, how can we prevent the challenges that we experienced with this one. And those are the discussions that we have started to have, as well as we're looking at what is happening in the global statistical community. We're looking at some of those recommendations. I know for us, one of our agreed upon considerations is that what we definitely have to go to a shorter questionnaire. We also definitely have to promote and encourage more self-enumeration, digital questionnaires. We did have a web form in this census. However, the uptake was quite low for several factors.
So, Raleigh, should the government send back starting in the field for this census? No.
Immediately, them should be ashamed. Them should even release that to them release because it does make the institution look stupid. Yeah, Lisa Latibody is a very bad start for her. She look like a big fool. She lose credibility. Them should even release that.
So what role the government now plays in all of this?
Well, Minister Favour Williams must send her back in the field and make her know say that's a stupid thing. It has no credibility whatsoever.
We said to the callers, the viewers this morning, if you have a question for Ralston, you can give us a call. 876-804-7072. We're taking your questions. Now, Raleigh, we're talking also about this wage bill. What is going to happen with this wage bill, Raleigh? Civil servants are adamant that they're not taking 2%. Can you show us that the government have that money or they don't have it?
Well, them don't have the money. So it means the place offer either them will cut the capital budget again, which means we don't get no growth, or the place will shut down for a protracted period because the trade union leaders them so them not accept that. So the only alternative is for them cut the capital budget if they want to pay the public sector, and that means slower growth and more stagnation.
Cut the capital budget?
Again.
So you mean that is the budget for fix road and put in water?
Yeah, man. Which are going to hamper economic growth.
So you're saying... Go ahead.
Next option is to fire the public sector workers then. And them can't do that without creating mayhem in the country. Well, and that is why all of the bogus analysts them should be arrested because Nigel Clark caused this problem because Nigel Clark busted the budget, moved the debt to reach the wage to GDP ratio from 9% to 13%, and then give friend them all of the money and say Ernst & Young pay $1 billion to do it. And none of the analysts them who say them great never look for them and tell them say rubbish that in those. So Nigel Clark set up this problem.
Who are them bogus analysts there? And
man like Damian King, man like Mr. Duncan, yeah, them
of
kind
the
of man
Keith,
there.
You mean of the Keith variety?
Yeah, man, them man there, yep.
So what happened to the man when he win? Dr. Wayne.
Yeah, man, he was the main one. Well, in fact, he was the main one.
Eh? Tell her.
He was the main one. Yep. BOJ governor too. All of them support the rubbish. Yeah, because we are them Frida Nigel Clark. Yeah, man.
You mean the governor when you want him used to sit on EPAC?
Yeah, man. And then them want the workers now for bear the sacrifice. Yeah, all of them are bad decision making. Yeah, and none of them never have the guts to stand up and tell Nigel Clark say rubbish. And when they tell them say rubbish, them are and them say me bad mind and me this and me that. And I told me never get no work at IMF and all kind of crap. See now, the chicken come to roost now. So is them shut down the public sector leaders, them shut down the country, or them have to cut the capital budget and pay the man then. I done to the total disrepair with the country already. So now I get no growth.
But oh, you're going to cut, well, maybe they can't cut the capital budget, Ralston, because they're not spending it either.
Yeah, well, but when I say either way, whether you don't spend it or not, if you cut it, all you got to do is slow down economic growth and push with more poverty.
Hold on there, Ralston. I see Obi over here. So, Obi.
Hi. Morning, Colin. Good morning, Raleigh. How are you doing?
Morning.
Yeah, Raleigh, quickly. As it relates to the starting, let's start there. The report that we're getting now, how would you, what role would the former Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, play in all of this? Remember that we had this problem from he was there.
This started with him. Well, that's why I'm telling Nigel Clark he was a problem because they never complete the census when he was there. And then them do some little sloppy work and bring out this rubbish for save face. And it's crap them give it because them give it history. 22, that's 3 years ago. You can't use decisions in this world where everything moves so fast on a daily basis. And second, you can't come and give man 2022 data to make decisions in 2026. That's absolute rubbish. So you completely destroy the credibility of the agency.
Raleigh, another thing that I wanted to explain. What happened to the 6% year-on-year increase that the government said that they had factored into the wage bill for the public sector worker? Was all of that a kind of election gimmicks and so on? Because it was there earlier. But leading to the election, we hear a 2%. Well, at 0, they moved from a 0 to a 2%. But initially, there was a 6% there in the budget for public sector workers.
In fact,
Yeah,
Obi,
well,
9.5 on the first year.
Well, let me use up that money and tell the man then, sir, the increments from the reclassification, the 7.5% are part of that, which is not true. And that's why the unions them insist on it, because them to give them that money based on class reclassification. What them do know, them waste out the money for vote buying exercising. And then I tell the man them say that 7.5% are part of the wage deal. And the man them rightly reject it because it's rubbish.
Ralston, you said they waste the money on vote buying?
Yeah, man.
Which money they waste on vote buying?
All them rubbish when Isaac Clark come about with the reverse income tax system where them pay out like $12 billion with them. Then them come with this thing with solidarity with another $12 billion.
No, hold on, Raleigh, hold on, slow down. It's 11.4 billion on the tax return and 1 billion on the solidarity.
Yep.
So that means them give it $12.4 billion of taxpayers' money to buy the election.
They give a little money in other years to man for buy the election.
But tell me something. I'm going to get this clear. $12.4 billion. That could have make a change to deal with civil servant?
Yeah, man, that could have make a big change. Plus the other little money with them waste. Them waste are for money for foolishness.
What about $23 billion per Cornwall Regional?
Yeah, all of that. Yep. All of the full money where them I use to map up liquidity. One second, Colin.
Obi.
Yeah.
Till
Obi. Yes, Raleigh.
How do you now deal with a statin? And I asked Ralston a while ago. That gives you a 2022 report for the government to use to plan until 2030. Because I think the next census they are saying going to be in 2030.
Well, absolutely, Colin. Everything will be in our flux, and what we'll be doing, we'll be having bogus planning because you can't use a 2022 census, as Raleigh has been saying, that this should not even be published because what you're going to have, Colin, is a continuation of lopsided policies. Because you don't have the true figure as it relates to what your population is, because you're talking about 2022 and all of those kind of things. So we're really and truly in a flux. And I agree with you, Ali, that there should be a full-scale firing of the people of Staten.
Ingrid, tell everybody to come over here. Send a message to everybody. Tell them to come to Portland Spice TV. The teacher, the professor, Ralston Hyman, the man with all the figures, the #1 financial analyst in Jamaica, is on Portland Spice TV right now. So tell them to forward, subscribe to the channel, like up the video, and share the channel. Raleigh, you are saying that there are two options. Fire civil servant or cut the capital budget.
And none of those options are good options.
None of them good. So what? So what we are going to do? Just lay down and die? Can't do that.
What they are going to do, they are going to cut the capital budget and pay the civil servants because they don't want the place shut down. So we are going back to 0.8% economic growth and only for problem all about the place. More poverty, 0.8 police growth, and police and people are clash every minute and everything. That's how we are going.
Ralston, go ahead, Obi.
Raleigh, we had an election. We had an election on the 3rd of September. In other jurisdictions, when you have these kind of flawed situations that will create major problems, the government would be forced to go back to the poll. Is that something that could basically even remotely sort of in the Jamaican scenario?
No, that not got the place are just lumber long and battle long until the next election. Maybe them call it earlier, yes, but you don't have no election now. 2-3 years from now, yes. But that is the same arms out. People are struggling and slow growth.
Anybody have a question for Ralston Hyman? Give me a call now, 876-804-7072. Those of you in the chat room, I see some of them. It's full time the population knows exactly what is going on with the economy. Yeah.
Next thing I want to tell you, Colin.
Yes.
Yesterday, we had the 23rd intervention in the foreign exchange market since the start of this year. You understand? The 23rd intervention in the foreign exchange market since the start of this year. Another 30 billion.
How much we spent from the year start?
$620 million since the year start. I will map up $620 million US dollars. I will map up 132.
How much you we spend yesterday? 30 million.
30 million. We spent 30 million the day before, and the man we do on 70 million. I will put in another 30 million yesterday. So for this week, we had 2 interventions this week, coming up to $60 million. For the year, we had 23 interventions, coming up to $620 million. And we mapped up 132 billion Jamaican dollars at 6% per annum.
620 million US dollars.
US dollars.
Hold on there, gentlemen, because I want to put this into perspective. 620
million US dollars.
620 million US dollars.
You're doing the calculation.
Hold on, times 162 equal 100 billion. Yeah. 100 billion. 44 million. 440 million. So it's 100 billion 440 million Jamaican dollar that.
Plus the 132 billion our mapped up. So you talk about over 200 billion Jamaican. About 260 billion.
So we map up our next how much billion?
132 billion Jamaican dollars.
So that's 200, close to $250 billion.
Yeah, man, I say multiply that by 1.3, you get more. Because remember, there's a multiplier which drive aggregate demand. Because a lot of people don't know that. When you take a dollar out of the system, and only a dollar you take out of the system, because the dollar that circulate from me to you, to OB, to the man down the road, to the this, to the this, to the that. You follow me? Yep.
Go ahead, OB.
Raleigh, based on all of this, you see, how will you hold the governor of the Bank of Jamaica accountable? Or does he have any role in this? How would you hold him accountable?
Watch me. Then give him a basket to carry water. Him can't do no better than what him do, because him can't just follow what the IMF say and make the exchange rate run, because it'll go to 200 or something like that. So him just do what him can do. The fact of the matter is that the Ministry of Finance and the government no give him no tool for work with, because if they have a grow the economy and earn foreign exchange from other sectors of the economy, the creative sector, as Colin said, the agricultural sector, cut the oil import bill, cut the food import bill, then him would have to do what he do. So him have to do that, because for every 1% drop, and this more on the listeners then get, for every 1% fall in the value of the Jamaican dollar, the debt go up by $14 billion, because 62% of the debt is in US dollars, and you have to find 600 million more in interest charges. So the dollar dropped by 2% since the start of this year. That is 28 billion more in debt and 1.2 billion in interest charges. Then money that could have got to pay the public sector workers.
Repeat that, Raleigh, repeat that figure out you just give a while ago.
For every 1% drop in the value of the Jamaican dollar against the US dollar is 14 billion more in debt and 600 million more in interest charges. So for the 2% that the dollar dropped since the start of this year is $28 billion more in debt and 1.2 billion more in interest charges.
Wow.
So that is why it's sliding the value of the dollar is such a dangerous thing, and that is why the governor has to waste so much money to reduce the extent to which it has slide.
Somebody,
so don't blame him. Blame them.
Somebody in the chat room is saying, is there any possibility of Nigel Clark being brought back and criminally charged? No, that's not possible.
Man. That's not possible. My work with the IMF him have immunity. Now come back with that stuff.
Explain the advantages and disadvantages of what Ralston is saying. Pauline Henry, I don't know if you had asked another question before, but you are saying explain the advantages and disadvantages of what Ralston is saying. I don't know how to I don't understand your question, because
I understand the question.
what Ralston is saying is what the government is doing in Jamaica right now, we're at a disadvantage. And if we're not growing, because growth is
That's
what
the only solution for the problem. And I'm alone, sister. S&P, sister, World Bank, sister. The only way you can get out of this is to grow. And the growth has to be driven by export. You have to earn more foreign exchange because you love imported things. Everything with the people of Jamaica wear and eat imported. So if you not earn a US dollar, you have a problem. Simple.
Sue is asking,
car,
why isn't...
We love car. The car them out drive come from foreign. The car them take gasoline. The gasoline come from foreign. The parts from the car them come from foreign. The clothes they wear come from foreign. The ear where the woman them wear come from foreign. So you have to have earn foreign exchange.
So as to
import 3.2 billion and export 773 million and then expect your dollar strong.
Hold on. Somebody's saying that where's the question about EPOC? Yeah, EPOC is no longer. Why isn't it EPOC keeping the government in line fiscally? EPOC is no longer in.
There's no longer an EPOC. Yeah.
You have the Fiscal Commission now. And the Fiscal Commission, Ralston, is letting a lot of the puss out the bag. You think they are going to continue to allow them to let out the kind of information that they are letting out? $20 billion less spent on the capital budget. $50 billion.
Well, let's see how they react to that. But the Fiscal Commissioner is doing his work. So let's see how they react to that. If they all start fighting. By the way, the Fiscal Commissioner, I try to get an interview with him for almost 2 weeks now, and every day I get a different excuse. So
him now forward.
No, so put that in your pipe and smoke it, and it's a man who know good, and every time me get a different excuse why him can't come. Yes.
But Ralston, why the government is not speaking, not saying a word? The silence is deafening from the government.
What am I gonna say? Start me. What the man am I gonna say? The man them run out of options. What am I gonna say? What am I going to say? Them now to say them run out of options. Yeah, all of the international people are come down upon them and them. Them run out of options. What am I going to say? Them now to say, brother.
Go ahead, Obi.
Raleigh, we know that the option open to the PM is limited. Do you believe that a change of personnel anywhere in the cabinet could make a difference at this time by way of new thinking and ideas?
Sorry, repeat that.
I'm asking you. I'm saying, well, first of all, I'm saying that looking on, it seems as if the government bench is very, very shallow. So I'm asking you, are you seeing any hope in changing of personality that could make a difference on the trajectory that we're on? Anybody here who could really...
No, man, the same old Prime Minister and the same old team. Nothing new now come from that.
You envisage a by-election and they Keith Duncan up the value chain, or that wouldn't make any sense either.
By-election what?
To bring in Keith Duncan.
By-election could be called and put Keith Duncan in there and kick him up the value chain in finance minister. Would that make a difference?
No, man, he's a senator, and that wouldn't make a lot of difference. You know, you're the man that say, I mean, the BOJ are moved too fast to regulate the financial sector, and I'm make
that wouldn't make a difference. Couldn't get the full cabinet, he couldn't get the full minister of finance. I'm asking you think that's the option that they are thinking to put him in as a member of parliament and give him the work?
No, I don't think so. I say it would make a big difference because he's one of the principal architects of the policies that we are pursuing right now.
Probably
and he may go off the rails. He may forgot off the rails even more because this week he was quoted as saying that the BOJ and the FSC are moved too fast to regulate the financial sector and are cutting on them profits. So that would make a difference to the people of Jamaica.
Hold on for me, Obi. Hold on for me. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, sir. Colin.
Yes.
When the foreigner do business, don't that money have to repatriate?
When who?
When the foreigner do business in Jamaica, don't their money have to be repatriated?
Definitely, and that's why Raleigh tell everybody that we only get 41 cents from every dollar we earn from tourism.
But I just
the banks also.
All right, Marsh, thanks.
Good.
Go ahead, Raleigh.
And the banks also repatriate their profits too.
The banks that are overseas Connected.
Yeah, and most of the banks are overseas. Sagicor, BNS, First Caribbean, most of those banks are overseas banks.
Morning,
Good
caller.
morning, Colin.
Yes, we have Raleigh on. Go ahead.
Ralston. I have been listening to this guy named Gary Economics from the UK. And what he has been saying, which I agree, I don't know if you agree, but it's what I agree. One of the biggest problems we have in Jamaica is the inequality. I want to know how much money does the rich pay in taxes?
Raleigh?
What was the question?
How much money does the rich people pay in taxes? Because she's talking about inequality that's causing one of the problems in Jamaica.
Well, we don't have that kind of disaggregation, but here the inequality. When you have an indirect tax like the consumption tax, proportionately the poor people, them consume more than the rich people. So proportionately, poor people pay more taxes than rich people. That is why the GCT are the biggest tax, because you pay GCT on everything, most things that you buy. The corporation tax, the tax that's paid by the rich man and the corporation, are the smallest tax. Even the workers then pay more taxes than corporation tax. So poor people pay most of the taxes.
What about the 25% that is drawn for income tax for people who are earning over $6 million?
Very little. Marginal. Small amount of money.
All right. Thank you, caller.
And the tax at the corporation then pay a small amount of money. GCT are the big tax. Yeah, and poor people pay most of it.
Go ahead, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show on Portland Spice TV. Caller, go ahead. Hello? We have a caller, but we're not hearing the call. Caller? All right, we're not hearing you. There are a lot of people trying to get in, so let's take them. Hello, good morning. Auntie Dawn, go ahead. Auntie Dawn?
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Am I?
Yes, man.
Okay.
Turn off the TV in the background.
It's off.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, to everyone, Ralston, OB, and all your faithful listeners and viewers. Ralston made a comment early on in the program, which I'm happy to hear him saying that, and I'm hoping you will have something to say about it. When he's saying one of the challenges in the creative industry is the people involved do not want to give you the true story of their earnings. Mm-hmm. So, as an economist and you as a journalist, I want to know what kind of actions or what kind of legislation you can put in place to ensure that we have the true reflection of the earnings. And it's not only for the creatives, it's for the informal sector. And I know the shunning, because nobody loves to pay taxes. Anybody will tell me, say they love paying taxes is dishonest. I say, if any of us can beat that system, we will. Mm-hmm. So they have the opportunity not to declare themselves. Well, but what I'm saying is that we have to put in place structure that don't make the tax payments so harsh and difficult.
All
because
right.
What happened, the tax is harsh, you know.
Wrap up quick. We're going to keep you for 90 seconds. You're gone over 90 seconds.
All right. So, Ralston, can you tell us how we can do it and don't make the medicine so bitter?
All right. Cool. Hold on, Albert. Ralston, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, well, I say as part of the incentive, so the man them say they might drive that sector to make some money now and grow the economy. As part of the incentive, they might can tell the man them say, bring in the equipment free, and we are going to go a corporate income tax rate at 10 or 15%. Simple.
Yeah. But if you... I believe also if you develop the structures properly, Because most of our creatives need assistance. Even those who make money can make way more. So if you put in the structures, everybody will fall in line. But government must do some work.
For equipment you bring in, you build a performance centers. I said to the man and say, your income tax rate. So like how the junior stock exchange, the first X years you might pay 10%, and then when you reach a certain level, you start paying the full amount. Then things can easily work out.
Albert, go ahead.
Good morning, Honorable. Hello?
Yeah, man, we are here, Albert. Go ahead.
I called this morning not to complain, but to congratulate. Because I must congratulate the leadership of the Integrity Commission. Because it is obvious that they try politics with it, and she stood firm. And I must say, her performance passed my expectation. And I'm extremely glad that we can still find Jamaicans who think about their integrity rather than to fall to political arguments. So I want to congratulate the leadership of the Integrity Commission this morning.
All right, Albert. What did she say? What did the Governor General say was wrong with the document? What was wrong with the document? You know?
The Governor General can't find anything wrong with the document. That's what he don't say it. But if you memory serve you right, when the JLP come out about the guy with them claims the Governor General right to the Parliament because apparently he wanted a say before the person was employed. And that is what dragged out until now. But I must say the lady stands firm because her integrity was on the line and she stood firm, and Jamaica should be proud of her.
All right. Thank you, Albert. Obi, you want to respond to that?
Well, all I'll say is that we are expecting the IC to continue to do its work, irrespective of the pushback that will they continue to face from certain quarters. So I'm really watching all of this, Colin. Remember that there is also an additional 9 or 10 that is to come. So Jamaica is really watching, and I'll just leave it at that, Colin.
Yeah, man, because we want to keep it economic. We have a caller holding. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Colin.
Morning.
Yeah, Colin from California, as usual.
Yeah, man, Ralston on the line. Go ahead.
Yes. So I have a question for Ralston, because he said something a while ago, and I don't want him to fly over everybody, so I want to bring it back up. Him say, $1 taken from the economy is not just $1, right?
Yeah.
Which also $1 put in the economy is not also $1. So if you multiply that by billions, right? So one of my disappointment in the election as it relates to the debate, I realized none of the journalists them ask these questions with all these proposals about, raising the tax threshold, lowering the tax threshold versus cutting taxes and raising income. Those are putting money in the economy, and nobody asked the question about the overall impact on the economy when you multiply the dollar by whatever propensity to spend, I think. So I want Stan to answer that for me, like, to expound on the impact on the dollar and how does that affect the economy.
All right, thank you. Raleigh?
Yeah, so when you inject more money in the economy, we have a multiplier, right? It is a complicated calculation. So you don't have to know about economics. None of the journalists don't know about economics. Not even the Prime Minister know about them things. So you never expect them to ask a question, right? So using Keynesian economics, it is 1/1 minus MPC plus MPT plus MPM. Simply translated, 1 over the tax rate plus the propensity to import and the propensity to consume. So we have what we call leakage. So when you spend $1, it works out to about $1.20. Right? So for every $1
hold on.
is $1.20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you take
And
out...
every dollar you take out...
Hold on, caller.
Every dollar you take out $1.20 out of the economy.
Okay. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Ralston is on.
Yeah, more ask 3 questions, you see?
Ask one first.
More ask Ralston, if there's any possibility that some of the bus system where the JUTC I use now is privately owned, is it?
No, it was
right, some of the bus where they bring in it is privately owned, and some of the garbage truck where in the system if they are privately owned. And the next thing I want to ask him, what is Tufton contribute to agriculture from 2007 to 2011? Because in my era, we had a juice factory now what we call Juiciful. And that wreck and that Tufton, all of them, the land they gone to McConnell. So more I ask Ralston, if you have anything, can you say about that?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I said the JUTC bus owned by the people of Jamaica, and it costs me $26 billion a year. Some of the garbage truck them owned by private people. So you have the garbage truck owned by the government of Jamaica. You have private people in the garbage collection. So that's a tough time. Tufton most incompetent minister we ever had for a long time in every year.
And Raleigh, just to add to that, to close.
Go ahead, Obi.
Just to add to that, to close the cycle with Tufton as it relates to agriculture. Remember that the agriculture sector shrunk by 5% under Tufton leadership.
Yeah, man. He's serially incompetent. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hold on. I have a caller holding and I have questions in the chat room. Ask Raleigh, what will happen to Jamaica if the US start using digital currency?
Well, we'll have a problem because one part of the man them believes the US are trying to use digital currency to cut them $37 trillion debt. So that is why one thing that we're talking about now, the man them have to start diversify the reserves, some of the reserves out of US dollar and into other currencies such as the Chinese yuan, because we have more and more business with China. China get more and more powerful. America get weaker and weaker. So we cannot continue this one-sided thing where we just play with America alone. We have to start play with other people. We have to start play with the BRICS. We have to start play with China. We have to start play with India. We have to start play with the countries in Asia. We have to start play with the countries in Africa. We have to diversify the economy if we get stronger. Because America get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker.
What about putting some of the reserves in gold?
Yes, that's true. But you know what gold trade at yesterday? $4,250 per ounce at the highest levels for decades, because in times of uncertainty, man buy precious metals, gold and silver. Yep.
Go ahead, caller.
Raleigh.
Hold on, Obi. Let me take the caller and then we'll come to you. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, you see me keep my word. That one me have 90 seconds.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
All right, you see me keep my word. Come my yard. I'm sending our Justice Minister, Zalika Jess, out of my constituency. All right. The next thing what me have to say, I just have a thing to say about the whole economy thing. And I just have a thing to say how Jamaica get the whole thing wrong. I'm more Rastan to tell me if I lie me at it. Right? If me have a house, me I put the economy in a house. If me have a house, and over the years me I make this money and me I got dance and party. And me now fix up the house, structure drained up. Right? And then all of a sudden, I tell myself, say, at the house more fix up. When I have the money, I cut the land. For 5 years, I get to see money for cut the land. But I buy new land more. And I buy everything to fix the yard, everything to fix up the house. And the pay in areas. Can an economy grow them way there? Well, as some say Jamaica said, I'm going to love it, Ralph, and tell me if I lie me at it. The infrastructure drained down, and then you have to spend a bag of money to fix the infrastructure. And then you have to underpay the people to fix the infrastructure. And the people are going to suffer and can't buy no food. Because when you have to fix up at the hospital, it don't make no sense.
All right.
The people are working.
All right. McRalston answer that. Thank you.
No one question, Colin.
He's saying that if people are work and not get the same pay, if the economy can grow that way there.
No, that's happening right now. That's why we not grow, man.
Hold on, caller.
it can drive aggregate demand. People have to get more money to drive aggregate demand so that they can buy more and firms can stock more and firms can employ more people. And the government to collect more taxes.
All right. Obi.
Well, like last one is me I take, because I have to move.
Yeah, man.
Shop, so,
yeah, man. We have one more call and then you go. Yeah. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, Raleigh, I was you mentioned about the whole business of gold. One to remember about in 2007, 2008, there was a debate that Dr. Blythe participated on at the University of the West Indies. And he basically preferred that view that we should basically put in our reserve in gold. What would be the scenario now had we basically been forward thinking and went in that direction?
Would be ahead of the game. And we are waiting now until US are wind down before we start. And well, them never take that decision there yet. Them have to start take that decision there right now. But because the man them now on foresight and all we are doing for the whole time policy where we are going to the West. Everybody in the world are put gold in them reserves. That's why the price of gold gone to $4,250 per troy ounce, because people say the debt of the US dollar because of the massive debt where they are carrying. And how them alienate everybody from them, including them friends them in Europe and them thing there. And everybody say China, BRICS, and India get stronger and stronger.
Colin, beg you one more.
Hold on, Obi. Go ahead, caller. Hello?
Quick. You hear me?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, quick question. Why don't the government monopolize some of the industries? All right, for instance, I don't see the reason why we would need to do a procurement to fix the roads. Why we can't have our own trucks, our own jackhammer, backhoe, and everything.
Like how we used to have PWD with all the equipment.
Yeah, we have our own equipment there, man. We employ our own person to fix the road.
All right, we'll take that question. Thank you.
One more before we go.
Drop it.
All right, so for the economy now, same thing me ask. Why the government now tapping on some of the industries them? We need to cut the food import bill, something like rice. Why we not try to tap in at the rice industry? A businessman now go do it, because maybe he want to say too cost effective to start and maybe now make enough profit. But the government, we have the people in mind, are at their best interest. Rice is one of the main thing where everybody eat.
All right, caller.
Well, we can invest in something like that.
All right. Raleigh.
Yeah.
Man, I say why the government can tap in some of the industries, like, for instance, rice, where we eat a whole heap of rice. Why the government can't start plant some rice? Or
that would have been a part of the agricultural plan of them serious. But what happens is that Jamaican governments, particularly this government, them unwilling because the World Bank and the IMF where them borrow money from, I tell them, say, the government must reduce its size and make the private sector deal with things. That a part of it is a policy thing where them get loans where tell them to do them things. So that is why them unwilling to take on any industry, because that are the agreements that them have with IMF and them place where them say, a private sector to run things.
But the private sector now move.
And them for the regulation, I know. So that's a part of the problem we have. We take all of them money and we agree to all of them something there. As long as they do the IMF and the World Bank and I take them money and ID, them thing they done. Them so them thing are a selfish business, a Michael man thing.
But does that stop you from providing cheap loan to people who are interested in farmers to take on the risk?
Of course. That's the point I'm making. So those are some of the constraints we face, because we continue to do with them, man, they tell what to do. Because we take them money and we show more respect for them than we're supposed to show them, especially this administration. Yeah, anything with the white man and tell them, roll with it.
So, Raleigh, you're saying that 12.4 billion where we give away, the government couldn't make a decision and say, all right, may I give this to farmer at 2%?
That would have been a better decision to make.
So they could have done that?
Yeah, of course. They didn't give it for an election.
All right, finally, Obi.
I didn't want to keep to Raleigh and go, but just a quick one, Raleigh. This is a little bit outside of the scope of it, but you can probably twin it in. We are seeing now as we speak where the entire United States, all over the United States, thousands and thousands of people on the street protesting No King Day. In addition to that, they're looking at the the policies of Donald Trump administration that will be depriving so many people of basically living a good life, especially as it relates to health care and so on. Raleigh, here in Jamaica, where are we? Are we too docile? Do you believe that the people of Jamaica should be pushing back on the administration? Because obviously it seems as we were lied to going into the general election.
Yeah, well, they can't do nothing about that again. That the people have been very docile, not only since the election. The people have been very docile. The Jamaican people are like it at the senses. People are very docile. The university, who used to be the place where that thing started, the university right now is a waste of time. Nothing is coming out of the university. And I like when Mikey Richard, Norman Gervin, and Trevor Monroe, and Mark Figueroa, and them man that they run the university. The university is not just a commercial entity. There's no intellectual thought. Civil society is dead, and the media just a roll of the rag on, and the reporters were having on the media. And then the people on the street just say, yo, the better than they would just think some rum and boom.
What about the church in all of it?
The church is a waste of time, man. All of the bodies them where to challenge the government dead right now, and that's why the man must do anything with them want.
Raleigh, anything you want to leave us with?
Well, what I say right now, nothing except growth can solve the problem. Growth driven by foreign exchange. And so what we have to do, two things: save foreign exchange, earn foreign exchange. Boost up agriculture, cut the energy bill, more research and development, push the creative industries, reduce the amount of detective story involved in exporting, and change up with trading partners, have more trading partners, diversify our trading partners, diversify our reserves, and grow the economy. Without growth, we're not going to reach nowhere. And what happening right now, the scenario, the public sector workers now going to accept the 2%. So it's either the place are going to shut down, create more problems, or they might cut the capital budget, and we're going to have a problem in terms of growth.
What do you think really going to happen, Ralston? Give me the prediction before you go.
They might cut the capital budget and pay the public sector workers.
What percentage they're going to get?
Maybe inflation. The man said now go for less than inflation. So between 5 and 6%.
Thank you, my brother. Blessings.
All right, blessings. Yeah, man.
That was Ralston Iman. We still have Conrad O'Brien on the line. I was still taking your calls. 876-804-7072. In the chat room, we need some serious solution to grow our small economy. In this economy turmoil with tariffs, now the order of the day. I listen to you, Colin, because you always offer solutions and insight. Yeah, we know how to grow the economy. We know what is needed to be done. Obi, what you think going up with the civil servants?
Well, Colin, I have to basically concur with Raleigh. I really see where the capital budget will be cut and the civil servants will basically get between 5 and 6%. But the big question, Colin, is what happened? And I saw where trade unionist Senator Lambert Brown, who asked the question about that 6%, and you also said a while ago that it was 9.5%
for the first year, and 6 for the second, 6 for the third,
6 in the second, and so on. So it begs the question: what happened to that money? And I think that's where the union is really engine rather their call for the workers to be paid, certainly not below inflation. Not below inflation. So all in all, I think that's what's going to happen. The capital budget will be cut, and there will be that money will be used to pay the public sector worker. Colin, I also want to just say that Raleigh, I asked Raleigh a question and point to him what is taking place in the United States now. And he mentioned that the election has just passed and so on. And the docileness that we saw from our people has been before that. And that is so. However, I believe, Colin, that without a certain level of pushback, whether election just happened or it happened 3-4 years ago, without the people of Jamaica really stand up now and start to say to the government of the day that, listen, we are demanding better. We are demanding that, listen, the arable lands that are out there that you continue to put into steel and concrete on the flat and give to your friends and so on. We are demanding that those lands are put in the hands of people who are interested in doing agriculture to move the trajectory of this economy forward so we can grow really and truly, so we can move our people from just minimum wage to a livable wage, Colin. Then we are going to continue to be in our flux.
Let me tell you something. It is at a crescendo. And people are now, some people are opening their eyes. And I see a lot of people in the chat room. I said more people need to watch this channel here. Yeah. Invite them to forward. And there's also another channel. Conrad OB, the fireman, at YouTube. Check out that channel. What we are doing is real broadcasting, giving people real information. Ian Crook said food security for the country was restricted by the IMF and the World Bank. And them time they took back in the 70s, you know. Also, the GLP played a role in restricting Jamaica's food security. The GLP under Eddie Siaga played a dangerous role in restricting Jamaica's food security in the 70s.
I'm going to share this with you, Colin. I don't know how many of our listeners here are viewers, you know. And before I go there, let me just underscore what you said just now, Colin. We're doing real broadcasting. Well, certainly I work at a radio station, News Start 93 FM. So I have to basically stick to the tenets of broadcasting. So when I am doing my YouTube channel, Monday to Thursday from 9 until 12 midday. Of course, when you're outside of that, you have a little more leverage. However, Colin Bell here, who do this program on YouTube channel, not acting as a blogger or as a social media.
Hold on, remember we have radio on a Tuesday as well. Caribbean HD 97.9 HD4. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we are doing a real broadcasting, real journalistic work and so on that has to stand the test of time. We're not just speaking from the seat of our pants, and that is why our things are buttressed in this way. There are others too, but I mean, you know, there are our friend Will Rattigan, Jeffrey, a number of other sources and so on who are doing their thing in like manner. However, Colin, as I was saying, that wow, lost my chain of thought a bit there.
We were talking about food security from the 1970s when the GLP played a role.
Absolutely. So I was saying that I don't know how many of our viewers and listeners who are aware of something that is called arrowroot. Arrowroot is something that is grown in the ground and it is grated and so on to make porridge. It is something that a number of us would have grown up on. Very, very potent. And back in the day when Michael Mann, they were actually pushing things like that. You know, I remember my father talking about that because he used to prepare the arrowroot porridge for us as children. And he would say, Edward Siaga pushed back on Michael Mann back then and said that the reason why Michael Mann was telling us to have arrowroot porridge and so on is because he did not want Jamaican people to eat cornflakes. No, Colin, what is cornflakes? You probably know about arrowroot, Colin.
Sure do. The porridge strong?
Very, very strong, and kind of slippery.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. I have a question, Obi. Somebody in the chat room. Yeah. Gilly is asking, why other Caribbean countries can grow their economy with less resources and Jamaica can't grow their economy with more resources? Before you come in, I will just say one thing. Jamaica is more corrupt, more corruption, eating out our money. Go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, well, Colin, you have actually said it. And in addition to that, Colin, we the people, because remember, you know, even the people in the smallest of islands within the Caribbean, they push back and hold their government accountable, you know, Colin. Too many of us in Jamaica, really and truly not holding government accountable. And it seems as if so many of us are just waiting for our opportunity to basically be at the top to get a bit of that corruption pie, as it were. So until we and also, as Raleigh said, that the fundamentals, the pillars of the society, that's the institutional framework, they have basically dropped the ball. He talked about the universities, because I'm not going to say just the University of West Indies, the universities, because now we would have expected much more throughput, Colin, because we have so many more tertiary institutions, universities and other institutions that are offering tertiary education, right? So we would expect a richer and a more robust discourse within the structure of the Jamaican economy. We are not seeing that. We are seeing where the church seems to be more political more than anything else, and so on, and afraid to come out and speak truth to power. We're seeing where civil society have dropped the ball. The middle class as well, who have benefited the most from this economy, they also are at a stalemate right now, Colin, and everybody is just basically twiddling their thumb and you know, just there sort of whistling in the dark.
I want to tell the government something that they need to do. But I'm going to read this message here from Stargirl. Stargirl said we need to farm. If we farm, the young people will follow. We need to go back to the days. I bet the young people we only live in express lifestyle. We want change. Well, let me tell you something. The government of Jamaica, if they are serious about growing the Jamaican economy, one thing the government need to do right now is pay people for go plant food. Pay some people. The government must pay some people for go plant food. You agree with me, Obi? Or you don't think that makes sense?
I agree with you, Colin, but there's also another layer to the whole agriculture process, you know, because people, there are several jobs, high-paying jobs that can be created from agriculture. Once we get the food in the ground, there going to be a way as to how you get that food to market, how you get that food exported, and so on. You know, so the agronomists, you're going to need more agronomists, you're going to need more clerical people, more people that are at a particular level to basically weigh in the sector. You will also be dovetailing as well into value added, Colin.
Yeah.
Value added from the agriculture sector. So there's a whole layer of throughput that can come through from us basically paying attention to the agriculture sector. In addition to that, once you do that, Colin, you will also be bringing more and more young people into the sector.
But watch this, Obi. We are importing almost $2 billion worth of food into this country. And we're taking US to do this importation. If we cut that by 25% and the government use some of that money to pay people, and when I say pay people, I don't mean pay them days pay.
Incentivizing them.
But you're incentivizing them. You're giving cheap loan at 1%, 2% to people who want to raise chicken. 1%, 2% who want to raise pig. You want to plant cassava. Government ensure that you get some land. You get the necessary resources that you need to plant the cassava. Make sure the extension officers from RADA out there supervising. These are people who the government is already paying to work, who now really do the kind of work that we expect from them to see the kind of production that we need in the country. So you get them out there working every day. See to it that the farmers have the technical assistant, get case involved, and ensure that we don't import no more onion. We don't import no more peas. We don't import no more pork. That
goat meat.
That is also an immediate fix to the economy.
You're absolutely correct, Colin. One of the growth sector One of the growth sector in farming now, right, in farming, is the whole business of the goat market. Because one of the things is that I don't, while you probably have some people who will say, boy, them not eat chicken or them not eat pork, everybody basically tend to eat curry goat or drink managed water, right? I'm speaking 100%. You may have a little part of that the population that don't eat it. However, the majority eat that. That's a big market now. If you're going into goat farming, you actually have to invest a lot in terms of building the goat houses and so on. There is also the fact that you have to basically buy the feed immediately, Colin, and this is not just for goats, but across the livestock chain. You could basically reduce or remove GCT from feed. Those are some of the incentives that the government can provide immediately.
Yes. We have a caller holding. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, my boss.
Morning, sir. Where I say?
There, you know.
Talk to me.
I have to say, this government have no trust in the people, you know.
The government have no trust in the people.
Yeah, because over the last 9 years, you see the man now build no farmer productivity. You know, build no state-of-the-art factory. You know, produce to build your base. And now you're going to bring in, you give up hope in our young people, then now you're going to bring in AI, robot. So it is easier to invest in the robot more than your people. It's cheaper.
What do you think the government need to do to grow the economy? What do you think government needs to do right now to start growing the economy?
Well, your people is the wealth, you know.
All right.
People is the wealth, and if you have an idea of build the people, and you need to produce, and you need factories, you need to build your base. You understand? Meaning produce, meaning build factories with the farming sector, and build your base. Concentrate on your own people, your own country by building your base, then you can, when you do that now and everything sufficient in your country, you can, with your production and your people, then you think of exporting. Want to keep relying on the US market and the US dollar. We're always in this problem.
All right.
The policy we are coming, we shall always be in this problem. Right?
All right, my brother. I hear you. Loud and clear.
So that's right there.
All right, so go ahead, Obi.
Yeah, as I wrap with you, I want to put forward 3 things because, of course, we like to offer some solutions. I want to commend Donna Scott Motley.
Hold on, caller.
For the work.
Go ahead, Obi.
Okay, Colin. I want to congratulate Donna Scott Motley for the work that she did when she served as spokesperson on justice. But I want to also commend Zalika just in a big way, who basically hit the ground running and show right now that, listen, justice is a linchpin of the Jamaica as a state move forward, which can also be dovetailed into the whole business of growth that we're talking about. Because when our people have justice and feel as if justice is there for them, then that can also add to the productivity. However, so I want to basically look at 3 areas that the government needs to look at that can move this country forward. The whole business of our people having justice, and the people feel as if, listen, justice is accessible and they will get justice. The other one is the education sector. And the third, which and you can basically use it in different order, but I'm just laying out the 3 areas. The other one is the agriculture sector. So I think we need to be hearing more and more from the Justice Minister pushing on the government to ensure that they get whatever it takes to ensure that justice is delivered for our people. We also need to have the Minister of Agriculture at the table, howling the Minister of Finance, to say, listen, we want to work in tandem with you. So I want this for my people. Whether it's going to be the fixing of the farm road, whether it's going to be the fact that, listen, they and the Prime Minister as well, to be listening to say, we are going to stop putting housing on arable agricultural land. We are going to stop give the land that are irrigated to friends and cronies so that young people and people in general can get on those land to basically farm. That's what that would do, Colin. That would basically ensure that we're able to dovetail into accessing the overseas market, export and so on, and get that growth in terms of earning foreign exchange, as yourself and Ralston and others have been alluded to all morning.
Thank you very much, my brother. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Colin.
Yeah, man.
I would like to give my piece on agriculture, you know?
Yeah, man. Go right ahead.
First, did you know about the land in St. Anne's? They call it Landover, the Landover land in St. Anne's?
Landover. In St. Anne, I think it's St. Thomas Landover today. I don't remember, but we know about...
No, Landover is in St. Anne's, man. Between CLM and I don't know, you know what I mean? That's sugarcane land.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
It's called Landover.
Yeah.
That land is agricultural land, and that land is taken over by houses. You know what I mean? They build houses on the agricultural land over in St. Anne's.
Well, that's one of the things we've been talking about.
They have all the hills. They have all the hills to build a house on the hill, and they take agricultural land and build a house on. See? This JLP government have a track record of just starting up agriculture. Okay? They have destroyed the land punch factory and Amden. All the equipment that is used to plow the land, they cut up and put it up in a scrap metal. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Listen to me. Don't waste your time with this government. They have no plans in going to agriculture market, because how can you cut up the plowing equipment and scrap it and sell that scrap metal? You know what I mean? And this is what done under Bush Golden.
It's the government cut it up? Is the government cut it up, or is the people in the area cut it up and sell it?
Listen. Hear me out. This company was fabricated by Bush Golden. It's called Everglade. It was fabricated by Bush Golden. And Bush Gold and Everglade come down there and they destroy, they cut up every metal and turn the scrap metal. Okay? That's not the people in the community do it. These are the people from the Everglade people. They are visiting the Ashway saying, those youngsters.
Hold on, caller. The land you're talking about is Landover.
Landover, yeah, man. Landover in St. Thomas.
So I mix it up with Landui, because Landui is in St. Thomas and Landover.
No, man. Landover. Landover is turning housing.
Yeah. Well, we see it where the government is planting concrete instead of planting food.
Listen me, Colin. This government have no plans on agriculture, and if you have plans, how can you allow man to cut up all the plowing equipment and scrap it? Scrap it all.
All right, my brother, I hear you. Give thanks. Waste your time.
Listen me. Colin, listen me. Don't waste your time with this going on. They have no plans, mate. They will talk about agriculture. You know what I mean? It's the only person who had planned about agriculture was the Manley government. I can tell you, in the 70s, there was tractors going around and plow up small farmer land in Trelawney. There was 2 tractors. You could get them to plow up your land anywhere in Trelawney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, this government, the JLP government, they cut up all the plowing equipment and scrap it.
All right, my brother. Sorry about that. but we have to move forward. Give thanks for the call.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, man. You see, I am saying it this morning, straight. Government must start give people money to go farm. Ensure that people start farming. I want to take note of it this morning, because food security is key. And government is responsible for the people. We have to.
Hello?
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Okay. What I would like to ask Mr. Colin.
Yes.
Is we still borrowing from the IMF right now?
We don't have a loan with them right now. We have a resilient arrangement that if anything happens, yeah, but we owe them money. We're not borrowing from them right now, but we owe them money.
Okay.
Is the government borrowing? Yes, the government is borrowing $158 billion to support this year's budget.
Oh, so I remember when Mr. Patterson was there in the 90s.
1995, we said bye-bye to the IMF, I think.
I remember he did have a lot of money to pay off to the IMF. And I remember he hold a meeting and say, "Tata" to IMF.
Yeah, man, we did leave the IMF and we went back to the IMF in 2007, 2008 under Ardley Shaw. Ardley Shaw was the minister who took us back to the IMF.
And don't you see from then, and I recommend Mr. Patterson very well because to run in that country without borrowing from IMF, although it might be borrowing somewhere else, but you know IMF love dictate and hold down the country.
Right.
So that was so bad for the Jamaica Labour Party to find themselves after Patterson set that country in that right direction.
But there's a reason why we had to go back. There's a reason why we had to go back to the IMF. Well,
because of the meltdown.
No, it's not just the meltdown. There was a plan to borrow cheaper money because the argument from Ardley Shaw was that the government was borrowing money at high interest rate. And therefore, he took us back to the IMF to borrow at a lower interest rate because his argument was that the IMF had changed their posture. Because when PJ leave the IMF, the posture of the IMF was that they dictate to you what you can do with their money. So they went back to the IMF to get cheaper loan. And then the meltdown came. And when the meltdown came, them said we never did have to borrow because the meltdown was going to benefit Jamaica. And when they realized the meltdown wasn't benefiting Jamaica, they had to run to the IMF. They took the wrong kind of deal from the IMF, and the IMF kicked us out in 2011. So they got that deal in 2010, and in 2011, the IMF pitched us out because we weren't living up to the expectations or doing the things that the IMF had set out for us to do. So we were expelled from the IMF, and we didn't get back another loan until, 2013? Under Peter Phillips, when we begged on our knees, to get back a loan with them because we needed money.
Okay, but then I don't know what go wrong because then I hear that what Peter Phillips said there, that's supposed to be followed by Nigel Clark and have a better go for the country. So what melt down the country back to this?
What happened is that the fiscal policy was put in place and certain things was put in law. So the government had to adhere to certain rules and regulations. But what Nigel Clark did was paid the loan faster than we need to. Hence, monies that could have gone into infrastructure and them thing there was used to forward pay the loan. So like let's say we did for pay $50,000 a month, we were paying 60. And then we bring down the debt to GDP ratio faster than we need. But by doing that, we neglected the infrastructure of the country. We neglected JUTC. We neglected the roads. You remember the other day, every road at Jamaica did bad. So that's why the government in a hurry now bringing Sparks and Reach, and we now see nothing Gash no more and nothing Reach. So that was one of the problems now that brings us to this position, because we were not producing over the last 8-9 years. No real production not take place. So the trade deficit widened.
And it seems like it's going to continue because we cut the capital budget now in order to keep the workers. Going to be worse same way because we're not going to have no road and we're not going to have nothing same way. So I think it's like
the country I go wreck.
messy.
The country I go wreck. Everything I go broke down. And corruption is high because corruption is costing us over $100 billion a year.
That is it.
We could do a whole
I
heap
know.
of things. So if we're not careful, we're going to end up like 80.
Well, what I have to say, a lot of people are these young people not even seeing what's going on. I'm telling you, they don't even see. And I don't know when they're going to see.
Well, a lot of them don't understand, and that's why we are telling us if we invite them over here. We are on Saturdays,
but some of them,
Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
you can't
we
even
start
talk to
a
some of them,
Monday
you know.
program too.
Because some of them are mostly labor, and you can't talk to labor people. May remember, you can't tell labor people nothing.
One of the problems too, we have a whole heap of people on TikTok and mislead the nation. Attack pure rubbish. We have people that host program. We don't even know how the Senate set up, which party put who put who, and them on social media. Attack governance. We have people on social media who don't know the roles and responsibility of the mayor, don't know how the parish council operate, but then they on social media and that them are discuss and mislead people by talking them gut feelings. Them need to go toilet.
And right now, I don't know because up to Tuesday gone in a parliament, when me listen Mr. Tufton telling about mosquito biting and when I hear Dr. Dara say, I don't think that the people want to hear from him.
Yeah.
You hear what he said?
Him said them
he
win.
said, the people spoken.
Him said Dr. Dara's a practice for the next election. Because that one you done.
Right. And he said, yeah, and the people spoke and them over there and who over there.
Yeah.
So it's like him I tell you flight blank, so watch the people don't care what will happen. So you don't need to come and say nothing. That's what he's saying.
Well, if we sit down and watch Jamaica operate the way it operate, we are all going to pay, my friend. Mark my word.
Oh, Jesus.
We are all going to pay. If we sit
this
down
is so sad.
And watch Jamaica operate this way.
I was not looking for the country to go back to this and like it going worse than what did happen before.
Well, we are call it as we see it, you know. We are analyze it and call it as we see it. Thank you for the call.
Okay, Mr. Colin.
Blessings, my brother. 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. Thanks to everybody in the chat room. Big up on yourself. Yeah, man. When the roads mash up and more motor vehicle spare parts will sell. Oh, when the road mash up, more motor vehicle spare parts will sell. We have people who believe they are voting for a prime minister instead of an MP, and they are talking loud on social media. Yes, you have a whole heap of garbage out there in a social media. It's so sad. Sometimes when I listen to some of them on TikTok, I have a jump on. I said, no, and I saw it go. When we explain to them, them understand.
In the news segment of Beyond It, police probing theft of $15 to $20 million from a courier truck, a driver of the courier company listed as a suspect. Health Ministry monitoring dengue cases following heavy rains. Jamaica projected to earn nearly $4 billion from increased tourist arrivals this year. National Works Agency anticipating increase in repair bill for country's road network following heavy rains. In business news, Paramount Trading reporting an increase in gross profit for the quarter. The discussion.
So, $4 billion from tourism is 41 cents per dollar. So it's 41% of that $4 billion that is going to stay in Jamaica. Them now talk the things them like how them go, you know.
October 15, 2025. Arrest warrant issued 7 years ago for entertainer Movado has been officially vacated. The long-delayed population census today showed that Jamaica had a population of 2.7 million people in 2022. Jamaica Teachers Association gearing up for battle with the government over increased wages. Police searching for Beryllium Security Company employee who made off with more than $15 million. In business news, JMMB CEO warns BOJ's higher liquidity coverage ratio could cut bank profits or raise fees.
You know who is JMMB CEO? Sir Keith Duncan. He's also a senator. And him depend the Fiscal Commission. Jamaica! Government must invest in agriculture now. Food security is an issue. You see, you need a government now that can talk to the people, you know, that can motivate the people, that can inspire the people to do the right things. If we don't start producing now, we are going to have a problem. The Jamaican people must come together, protest and demand what we expect from the government. The silent or indication from the people will send Jamaica over the cliff. Colin, do you think because the crisis that the country is in economically, that's why Andrew went to the UN to argue about money that was promised? Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV.
Good morning, Mr. Bell.
Morning and welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Pertaining to this case, the Andrew Owens situation that we had in court.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the very... This is what I'd like to find out. When the Integrity Commission asked Andrew Owens for information to let us can make you sign your what you want them sign again for him to be free.
Them for sign him statutory filing?
Right. They want the information now that they can say, okay, all right, that this funds you got to you win it in lotto or you're going to get dead left it here.
Yeah.
I never give us this information. Why it comes here? That is the root of the problem, you know. Why wasn't he tackled harder here? The reason that he was given, it don't make sense. So from there, the problem starts, you know, that it has to be handed over to feed. It's there, so right there is where the problem started. Where you get so much money from?
Yeah, they asked him to submit some documents on his personal expense. He said his lawyer
and he doesn't want to.
His lawyer tell him not to do it.
For what reason?
I don't know the reason, but
exactly. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Bell. That is where all I should be. They should have left that point to make it reach where it reach now. You have given Mr. Owens too much chance to regroup, restructure, rearrange, and do anything you want to come back at them.
Well, the sad thing about it is that the longer this stays over the Prime Minister head, the more some of us lose respect for him, the more some of us lose confidence in governance in Jamaica.
Yeah, well, we all lost respect for him. We shall have, apart from Donald Trump, we shall have Prime Minister, President, here, people calling him P-hole, B-hole, R-hole, and all sorts of things all over the country, and national things. Nobody respects Andrew Owens anymore.
I don't know.
I don't have him as my Prime Minister right now, because he did not win the election and keep the election. So he's not the Prime Minister for me.
All right, my brother. Enough respect and thanks.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Somebody's asking, Colin, hold on. Can I ask why a senator and a minister went to get Mavado at the airport? Don't tell me entertainment tourism. Sonia, I don't know if they went to get him at the airport. I saw a picture with them meeting up with him. Colin, we have identified the pitfalls and the inadequacies of the government. How can we as a people unite and develop and implement an action plan? We are talking with no positive changes. Well, I tell you, right here, I've been telling you what the government need to do. The government need to invest in the culture and the creative industry. The government needs to invest in agriculture. Two things right now that can see growth within 2 years. Two things that can see growth of the economy within 2 years is an investment in agriculture, serious investment, and a serious investment in culture and the creative industry. And we can start see growth. We can start see more export within 2 years, Mr. Prime Minister. I want to thank Ralston for an extended time this morning. Thank Conrad O'Brien for joining us. Thank you, my listeners and viewers. Love you so much and appreciate you for spending the time with me on a Saturday morning. We're going to start a Monday evening show. Not starting this Monday because this Monday is holiday in Jamaica. It's a public holiday in Jamaica. It's Heroes Day. So the Monday after that, we are going to be on 4 to 6 like we are on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. This has been the Colin Bell Show for yet another Saturday morning. God bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, one love. Stay safe, my people. Yo.